What's going on? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Let's talk about Brandon Boyd. He's got a new record entitled Echoes and Cocoons, and he released that on March 11th. It's the second solo outing from the Incubus frontman, and it follows 2010's The Wild Trapeze, a record that I have not listened to. And I only bring that up because I kind of wanted to go into this thing blind. I didn't really know what to expect when I threw this record on, but that's why I was excited to check it out. And I'm not going to claim to be the biggest Brandon Boyd or Incubus fan in general. I really appreciate their sound, though. I like what they've brought to the table over the years. And I will say that I think Make Yourself and Morning View are two incredible records. I would argue that this band really creatively hit their stride through that period. And I know that there's probably a lot of debate on that. Their sound has changed a lot over the years. And so, please feel free to leave your comments below. Tell me what your favorite Incubus record is and why. Tell me why I'm wrong. It's the cool thing about this band. I don't want to use the word evolved because I think that does a disservice to their early sound, which is funky and fresh. And I think those records still play great. But, I can definitely see how, depending on when you got into this band and just what your style is, like how their different records, each different one could be a favorite. So you consider the 5 players in this band, they've been pretty consistent throughout the years with Incubus. And I'm framing this with Incubus because, again, I didn't know with all that influence and all the different things that these guys have done, what Brandon Boyd would be bringing to the table with the solo project. I kind of made an assumption that it would be relatively mellow, and I was correct about that. But, I wouldn't have been surprised if there was funky songs on this thing, if it was diverse. It plays out overall pretty mellow, but I like the electronic feel on this thing. It surprised me a little bit. This thing plays out like TV on the radio's Dear Science. And then there's elements of, Smashing Pumpkins, Ava Adore. I really like that electronic feel. And it even gets a little more industrial too. There's some stuff on here that reminded me of She Wants Revenge without all the psychotic kill you lyrics. but I like the feel. That's a band that I've always liked. And so I dig the influence there. I like the feel of the sound. And then there's just some other fun things that just show up on this record that really surprised me. Like album opener, Diamond My Dryer. It's got this chimey percussion and thick electronic element, but this song sounds like Korn. It really threw me off. I was very surprised. I did not expect to hear that, but I think that's why it makes for such a great opening track, is that it's going to catch the listener off guard a little bit. A Better Universe is your second song. It's got this thick electronic beat in the verse. Percussion's pretty minimal. And then in the verses, it gets slightly lighter, and I dig the melody on this track. I think it's very solid. Got that She Wants Revenge feel on this particular song. Pocket Knife is your third song. I think Brandon's missing the mark on this. I know it's a single, and many of you have probably heard it. It's got this tambourine with minimal percussion. The instrumentation is dreamy. This is the type of song that it doesn't surprise me that he would write this kind of song. It's definitely within his style, but I don't like the hook, and I feel like this song could have, maybe benefited from someone else coming in and working with him on that melody. 2 Months in a Day is your fourth song. It's back on track. I really like the Ava Adore Smashing Pumpkins feel on that particular song. Leads into your fifth track, More Better, which has this muted percussion. It's a minimal electronic feel. Nice mellow track. Again, just misses. I think this is a better song than Pocket Knife personally, but another moment on this record where I was just like, it just failed to resonate with me. And that doesn't mean that it's not going to with you. I think all these songs, even, just because I say I don't like them, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to them. Ad Infinitum is your sixth song. I love the classic pop feel of this song. It opens up and it sounds like the beginning of a Bond movie. It sounds like a James Bond song. But there's a lot going on too. There's these string arrangements throughout the song. Some of them get really frenzied. I really like that element of it. There's this Western whistle that feels kind of random but works so well. It's got this echoey country feel. This is a song that, when I think about the rest of the record and the minimalism, I kind of wish Brandon Boyd had played around with, songs that were more like this, because I really think he's excelling on this particular track. And it would have been cool to see him kind of change it up and, maybe not, for as much as I like his voice and for as good as I think it is, not focus on those melodies and those hooks so much. Really just putting together solid compositions like this. New Dark Age, your seventh track, like the dark, gentle, industrial feel of that song. Leads into Fly on Your Wall, which I like the reverb piano in that track, but it's another one that I just think is missing the mark. I think it could have benefited from just some outside influence. And, it's unfortunate, but it does lead into Petrichor, which is your penultimate track, and this is a great song. It's got that TV on the radio, Dear Science feel. Really like the way that leads into the End of the World. Your final track is it's a nice mellow pop feel to open it up again, that classic pop feel. Think of the strings, and then it slowly builds and just explodes in the coda, and it's really a nice way to end this project. 10 songs, 40 minutes. Overall, I really like, if I was going to give a letter grade, I'd probably give this thing like a B-, but for For 10 songs, we're talking about vinyl on this channel, and I think that, you know, for those misses there, I'm just not seeing the value in the vinyl, so I'm going to have to pass on it. But I do think this record is worth listening to. I hope you enjoyed listening to it and you find this review helpful. And hey, if you dig those songs, then I say grab that vinyl, grab that wax. It'll be worth it to you. But please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, do all things to help me blow this project up in 2022 in the meantime, and stay tuned throughout the week for more album reviews, and we'll see you next time on the Beat Sessions.